Now the second page has another table, and it's giving you different websites and their ranking by the number of visitors. And the number of visitors is in millions, so that's an important feature not to forget about. So 144.7, 50.6, 39.1, 35.9, 27.9. So again, a lot of just standard calculation stuff that you're going to have to do. So if you want the mean of those number of visitors, so we're going to add them all up. So 144.9, oops, 144.7 plus 50.6 plus 39.1 plus 35.9 plus 27.9 equals. So this is going to equal, now again, I would show what they added up to. It doesn't take that much extra time to show that. And we're going to divide by 5. So remember, the more work you show, the better off you are. 59.64. And again, we want to make sure we put our millions of visitors. Now, as far as rounding, all of our data has 1 decimal point. So remember, the rule is always carry 1 extra decimal point. So leaving it like that is not a bad thing to do. Okay, so now if we want the median, remember the median is the middle. We have our 2 cases. So the one case would be if it was even number of data values and then we got odd number of data values. In this case, we got 5, so it is odd. Now, the first thing we should do is put them in order, but they already are ranked, so we don't have to worry about that. So the middle one is going to have to be 39.1. And again, million visitors. The mode, let me just write median next to it. So the couple conclusions we can make is that none repeat. So I would say there is no mode. Now remember, if you have a value that repeats the most often, you could have 1 mode. If you have 2 values that repeat the most, you could have 2 modes. If it looks like there's going to be 3 or more, then remember there's no mode. So moving on to the next one, remember the range is simply the highest minus the lowest. So we're just going to take the 144.7 minus the 27.9, and let's see what we get. So 116.8. And don't forget those units. Million visitors. All right, now the fun one, standard deviation. So remember, we got a lot of layers to this, but the first one we have done. So the first step, remember, is we need the mean. Number 2 is to subtract. Number 3 is to square. Number 4 is to add. Number 5 is to divide. And number 6 is to square root. So those are your 6 steps. We already got 1 done. So step 2, subtract. So remember, we're going to take each one of those numbers and subtract the mean from it. So let's just set up a list right here. So if we take 144.7 and then subtract 59.64, 85.06. Now I'm actually going to round this to 1 decimal point because otherwise the data is going to get big. So 85.1. Okay, so 59.64 Oops, let me do the value first. So 50.6 minus 59.6, better be a -9. Okay, 39.1 minus 59.6 equals -20.5. Two more. -23. Oops. 7. And one more. 27.9 minus 59.6 equals -31.7. All right, so next we got to square all of those. So 85.1 squared. So 7242.01. We could square that one. 9 times 9 is 81. See what 20.5 squared is. 420.25. Now again, I'm not worrying about the negatives here because remember, when we square something, the negatives will disappear. So I'm just going to ignore them, even though they technically are still there. So 23.7 squared, 561.69, and one more. Squared, 1004.89. All right. Okay, again, a lot of just tedious calculator work, but we can do it. So now we got to add. So we're going to add up all of those numbers we just found. I'm going to keep that last one. I'll just work backwards. Oops. Let me go over here. So maybe I'll go here. I'll find a spot yet. Oh, I just cleared it. Oh well. 7242.01 plus 81 plus 20.25 plus 561.69 plus 1004.89 equals. So we had 9,309.84. Now remember, dividing is a little wonky because you have to divide by one less than the number of values you have. So in this case there was 5, so we want to divide this by 5 minus 1. So if we divide it by 4, that, no, I did. Divided by 4 equals 2,327.46. And then the last step is to square root that. And that is your S. So let's see what we get. 48.24. All right. So again, these standard deviation ones are going to be a little bit time consuming, but just take your time and just do it step by step, and you can do it. So, all right, let's stop there and we'll continue in the next video.